Good morning, everybody. Welcome to this rather wet Thursday morning. Rained all night, but wasn't it a beautiful sound? Matthew chapter 23 and verse 22. And Jesus is bringing this to an end. And you can see the theme as he just kind of goes on the altar, on the temple, and then in the heavens today. This sense of building up this momentum of recognizing where God really lives. And in verse 22, we read these words. And the one who swears by heaven swears both by the throne of God and by him who sits upon it. So we're talking about something being, as it were, on and in. And that sense that God is on things and in things. God is not just, as it were, at the point of the altar. God is not just at the point of the temple, but God sits in the heavenly realm upon a throne. And each one of those revelations of God being in the heavenly realm takes us, in effect, to a vast expanse of the reality of who God really is. You can't contain God on an altar. You can't contain God in a temple. You can't even contain God in the heavens. It just doesn't have that capacity to contain him. He is omnipresent. He is omnipotent. He reigns everywhere. He sees everything. His glory shines brighter than the sun. He threw the sun into the sky and the moon and the stars. By his word, he declared them the reality of their creation. He made the earth and everything in it. This sense of glory, God in the heavens, and yet he sits upon his throne. This wonderful sense of God. One of the great things about those who lived before us is the way they built their churches represented, in effect, the reflection of their heart to an awesome God. All that colour and that beauty and that creativity and that architecture, the things that we enjoy and love so much today when we go to a really old cathedral, is this glorious sense of God's amazing presence. Brothers and sisters, if your God is so small, then you'll never see God do big things. We need to see God as a big God who fills all things. He is in all things. If there's life, God is in it. God is active in everything because everything was established by the things that he said. This thing that he said brings about this creative life and brings about what he said into being. Don't ever see God as someone so small and see things as if impossible for God. Nothing, says the scripture, is impossible for God. Nothing is impossible for God. God can do all things, and he does it by clothing his word, speaking his word, and making it happen. Got me excited this morning. Have a great day. Be blessed. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you tomorrow.